a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Hey Rachel, did you hear about the new Ghostbusters movie?
Oh yeah, that movie from the 80s, they're remaking it?
Yeah, they're remaking it with women this time.
Who's in it?
Yeah, they have Melissa McCarthy,
Melissa McCarthy, I really like her. She's so funny.
Kristen Wiig,
I really like her too. She's great.
Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones.
I don't watch Saturday Night Live much, but I've heard really good things about those two, about Kate McKinnon and Leslie Jones. They're supposed to be really funny. This sounds like a really good cast. Who do they have directing it?
Paul Feig.
Oh, Paul Feig. He's made a lot of really funny movies too. I really like Freaks and Geeks from back in the day. You should totally go see it. That sounds like a really fun movie.
Yeah, it does. Let's go see it.
So, a couple of weeks ago, my friend Rachel told me about a new remake of the 1984 film, The Ghostbusters. And I like The Ghostbusters. I have this shirt. I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. I think the writing is really good. And I think it has some good performances. But I don't think it's a masterpiece. It's not one that was really important to me as a child. It's not a Beauty and the Beast. It's not a Little Mermaid. It's not something like that. But I do like it. And I was really intrigued when she told me about this movie, and I like all of the cast. They are great, with Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy and Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, who I don't know quite as well because I'm not a big Saturday Night Live fan, but I've heard really good things about them. And Paul Feig, I love Freaks and Geeks, and so I know that he can make really good films. So this had me very excited. So I went and saw the movie, and I really liked it. I thought it was so much fun. I thought I had basically 3 requirements for the Ghostbusters remake. I wanted the leads to have good chemistry and to be enjoyable to watch together. And I wanted it to make me laugh. And I wanted it to have good ghost-busting action. And I think this movie qualified on all 3 levels. I really liked the chemistry between all 4, particularly Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig were particularly good. Kate McKinnon got on my nerves just a little bit. She was a little bit too mannered sometimes, a little too annoying. But overall, it was fine. I was fine with her, and just all 4 of them together were really fun. And I thought Melissa McCarthy stole every scene she's in. If you are sick of Melissa McCarthy, then I think that you will like this version of Melissa McCarthy. There's not like a fat joke. She's just funny and sort of commenting on things around her and giving sort of a dry wit about her that I enjoyed. And I like the fact that they didn't feel a need to exactly replace each of the 4 original Ghostbusters. And then they have Chris Hemsworth as their secretary. And a lot of people have complained about that this film is the opposite of misogynist, that it's anti-man. I disagree with that. I think that his character and some of the other male characters were made as satire for the type of ditzy bimbo receptionists that you see so frequently in movies where the women are all either they're shrill, bimbos, stupid. His part was a commentary on all of those kinds of roles. It was meant to show how stupid and silly those kinds of roles are, and yet we accept them because they are so common in other films. And so I think it was actually really funny, and I thought he kind of stole every scene he was in. He was very in on the joke. He was up for it. So I didn't have a problem with it being anti-man, because I think it was all part of satire. And then I thought that it had pretty good action, so that was my 3rd thing. I know a lot of people didn't like the ending. I kind of dug the ending. I thought it was fun. I particularly liked a scene at the end where the ghosts are these giant balloons like you'd get in Times Square, and they look kind of like a Day of the Dead sort of influence. And I thought that was really creative, and I thought it kept going. I liked the new gadgets that Kate McKinnon's characters were always coming up with. I thought that kept it kind of exciting and fun and different. And I like the fact that for young girls, they're going to see characters who use science, who are creative, who are innovative, who are different. And I think that they also will see the kind of friendships that women can have and how we can support each other. I really like that. And so I really enjoyed it. There's definitely some problems. It's not perfect, but I honestly don't think that the original is perfect either. I think that it is unfortunate because it's such a kid-friendly film that it has to have moments of vulgarity and crude humor, because I just wish that hadn't been there, because I think otherwise it's so kid appropriate. And then I also could have done with less of the cameos. I didn't hate them as much as some people hated them. They didn't bother me that much, but they're definitely a little distracting. And I'm hoping that if they do a sequel, if they can get a sequel, that now that'll be all kind of out of the way. They've done their fan service, they'll have done that, and now they can just tell like a full-on out story. And then I also didn't like some of the choices. Like, I didn't really like having Slimer with his wife. That was really dumb. And yeah, the villain was just kind of blah, but I don't really care about that. Overall, it did what I needed it to do. It had some good action, it made me laugh, and it had a good chemistry between the leads. That's what I wanted, that's what I got. I think it was a very fun time. I give it a B+. And so yeah, that's my thoughts on the new Ghostbusters film. And don't let all of the internet nonsense convince you not to see it. Thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you later. Bye!